Hey, what's up? Hello. As you may have noticed, we're back. And not only that, we're back in 4K. 4 of them, not 2, not 3, not 1. There's 4 of them. 4Ks. Anyways, I'm testing this out to see if it's something I want to keep doing. I think it is, but yeah. You guys let me know if you like the more crispy footage or if you like the shallower depth of field on the other videos. But anyways, let's hop right into this. I'm gonna show you how I made my song, Anime Bae, which is all about being lazy and watching anime. Perfect song for me. The first thing that I came up with were these chords. Which I actually played on my laptop keyboard. I don't remember where, maybe on the couch or something. This is something that I really like to do is, I don't know why, like I get the best ideas when I'm driving and when I'm sitting on the couch. So this is one of those beats that I started while sitting on the couch. I then took that, and this is another one of my favorite things to do. I might have the MIDI in here still somewhere. Yeah, so I took that, and I dragged that same MIDI into a piano. So just to kind of thicken it up, something I really like to do. Super easy way to thicken your instruments, just layer them with literally the same MIDI file, and then you have this, which comes in and out throughout the song to kind of just make different sections and make different feels. And then I went in and added some, I can insert some footage right here, but I reinforced these with some chords out of my DX on, there's a whirly setting. But those sound like this, and I have this one here. This transposed down 12 semitones, so it's just adding some more body to it, just as I was doing with the secondary piano there. So it sounds like this. Very vibey. And without this lower part. So again, it's just adding body. It comes in and out just to create different sections. That's something that's really important in, I think, something that's really important in production and in arranging is just having different pieces that come in and out, and that's how you make production feel more interesting. So, once we had that, it was time to do some drums, and as you can see, I've got things kind of sorted into stacks here. This stack is my hats, something that I really, really like to do to create a nice feel and a nice groove is to layer a live hi-hat with a programmed hi-hat, and that sounds like this. So the little differences between the programmed hi-hat, and I like to use an arpeggiator for my programmed hi-hats because I can dial in an accent like this. So the differences between them make this kind of interesting little bit of stereo effect that just gives it more of an interesting bounce to me. And then of course I had all these other hats in here, some accent hats, low hat, a triplet, a 30-second, I think, whatever it is, and then an open hat. And then all together those sound like this. All panned to different places just to give it width. So the next thing in here is, I think I actually started with this snare texture thing right here. I think this was one of the first things that I did. And it's not like a 2/4 snare rhythm. I don't know, this was just the first thing that came to my head. But when I started actually adding in a regular clap, adds a lot of bounce. From there, you know, just needed to add in a little perk 30, you feel me? This little guy, that guy, yeah, and a kick. And then with the hat, it sounds like that. So for this, I wanted to come up with something for the 808 that was like really fun and that moved around a lot, because this is very playful to me and I just wanted to feel as playful as like I felt when I made this. You know, when I write songs like this, I really want to make them feel as like I don't know, like I feel like a lot of songs are very like overtly straight to the point, like let's you know, but like, I don't know, I just like to be playful. I think that's more fun. So like, I wanted to come up with something that's playful, so I came up with this 808 melody. Which moves around a whole lot. And the next thing that I added in was, again, I just wanted to do something different here. So I ran the 808 through a guitar amp plugin. I think it was the Fender 55 Deluxe. And then obviously I filtered some of the low out, because when you do 2 channels on an 808, like you only want from each one what you want from each one. I tend to keep the high on both of them, but if you have the low on both of them, it can either A, get to where it's way too much bass, or B, get out of phase. And that's like the last thing that you want for your sub bass, because in a lot of setups, sub bass is going to be pretty much mono, unless you're like at some crazy festival where they have like 20 subwoofers or so, I don't know. But anyways, so it has most of the low end taken out, and it sounds like this. As you can see, it doesn't have really any information below about 65 or 70. So altogether, what we have now sounds like this. So this is what we have right now. And to make it that bit more playful that I wanted to make it, I actually went and I found a whole pack of anime sound effects. I'm a huge anime fan and nerd. Actually, I can prove it to you if it will focus. Look at these dudes. I know it's basic to like Naruto, but that's my favorite anime, sue me. So yeah, big anime fan. So I found this pack of all these different sounds. There's stuff from like Naruto, there's stuff from Shin-chan, stuff that I didn't even recognize. So I grabbed a few, and here are some of the ones that I used. Like, so some of the ones I don't know, like this one, this shimmer. I don't know what the hell this is from, to be honest. It may be from Shin-chan, I can't really remember, because whoever it was, Hulu, did you have Shin-chan? And you took it away from me? Shame. Shame. What am I supposed to do now? I can't watch my favorite fucking show. So anyways, yeah, I added in this, which is just so, like, complements everything so well. And this horn, which hits every single, let's see, how many is that? 8 bars, just to accent each next loop. And then I've got, something interesting I did here was I took this kunai sample, and in some places, I actually reversed it so that it would come, it would kind of like build up like a riser or something. And I put it through Portal, which is Output's granular synthesizer, and just kind of fucked around with it a little bit, so it's kind of spatially weird. And so we also have these chimes, which I'm pretty sure is from Shin-chan. A lot of these are from Shin-chan. I think there's some stuff from Dragon Ball, some stuff from Bleach. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Oh yeah, and I forgot about this little thing, which is most certainly, definitely from Shin-chan. So all of these together with these is a mega vibe. And somehow, I don't know if I transposed this. Nope. Somehow, melodic, like harmonically, the little Shin-chan works with what I was doing. So maybe that was just like meant to be. I don't know. So there's one last thing that I added in before we get talking about vocals is I had to have the Naruto chant, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I had to find a clip of one of the songs from the show and then just filter it a little bit. So this is like the one sound effect that actually didn't come out of that pack that I was talking about, but here it is on its own. And so I had to do a little bit of work to it. But overall, even though it's not perfect, you can't tell with all the music added in. So, and that one doesn't happen as often as the horn does. It's a little more sparse, just to accent certain parts. Again, it's all about you know, arranging it out in a way that makes it feel interesting and like it continues to evolve and be different. Yeah, and so before we get talking about vocals, I'll just talk about this clip right here, which it looks like I spliced together in the middle. This is a clip from Naruto where he's talking to Hinata, and I can't remember what part of the show, but anyways, he like pops up and she's like super surprised and she gets nervous and faints. So like I just thought that'd be cute to put in the beginning here. Again, the original audio is still in it. I think she passes out and headbutts him. Maybe I can put the clip in right here if I don't get a copyright strike. Who knows? That's really all that there is to most of this. The only other weird thing that I added in was the crow sound effect down here. Which is, again, I think that's Shin-chan. That's just such a funny sound effect to me. Like, even just hearing some of these sound effects makes me laugh because that show is hilarious. Yeah, and this last little bell at the end, which you can kind of hear for yourself, but again, Shin-chan. That does it for production. It's not super overly complicated. And I like to arrange everything in a way that is very easy to look at and feel out. And, you know, the only thing left to do was to do vocals after all that. And I've got one main vocal that sounds like this. And I split the hook up into two separate tracks so that they could kind of overlap each other.
Anime Bae for the day, we can binge a few seasons while in the bed we lay.
And then we got two doubles here.
We lay, we ain't trying to do much, we ain't worried about nothing, girl, it's...
And then on the second hook, when it comes around, I actually also added in this high melody, which sounds like this.
Hey, we ain't trying to do much, we ain't worried about nothing, girl, it's just us, I would call that something.
I've talked about it before, but I like to do the Charlie Puth thing where every time the hook comes back around, something's different, something's added or missing, or it just something to make it feel different every time, because that just, you know, again, adds to the interest. And so as far as the hook goes, the last thing that I added in on the final hook were these oohs, which are not that audible, but they do add something, and they sound like this. And they sound really nice against these chords. They add a little bit of dissonance to add some interest in there. So another thing that can be sometimes kind of fun to do is add a different chord on top of another chord. Because I mean, that's how you basically build more interesting chords anyways if you're playing piano, is just adding different scale degrees or basically combining chords. It just makes for an interesting harmonic landscape. You know what I mean? So anyways, final hook, we've got everything in it and all of it together. It sounds like this on its own.
Anime Bae for the day, we can binge a few seasons while in the bed we lay. We ain't trying to do much, we ain't worried about nothing, girl, it's just us, I would call that something.
Not bad. So I'm not really doing this as much anymore. I used to run a parallel micro shift, which you can see down here. It does something interesting. I've found a setting where it kind of does something where it takes kind of the lower frequencies and mellows them out. It makes them less boomy, but they're still present, so it's not like thin, but it's not boomy. I don't do it as much anymore. Obviously, same thing that I would do with a parallel RVox, but it's not as loud here because I think I have multiple vocals running through it, and I think it was clipping and sounding really weird. Yeah, and then, you know, you can see my vocal comp for the verse here, and then I have some of these like group vocals, which is just, it's just me multiple takes shouting into the mic. They're all just regular chain, and then some stuff on here. Just some micro shift to make it feel like even more voices, RVox to give it a little bit of compression to make it pop, and then oxide to add a little bit of distortion, some tape distortion, or whatever it's called. What is it? Saturation. Yeah, to add some tape saturation. A little bit of tape clipping. That's what it is, tape clipping. Quote me on it. Not much more to it besides right here. I decided I was gonna scream into the mic.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like actual clipping. That's me actually clipping the mic pre. So, you know, sometimes you get excited. Sometimes it's fun to get excited. So, not a whole lot more to this. Mixing wise, we've kind of gone over everything. I do want to talk about this real quick. This is the echo voice saturation setting for my piano. So it's very mono and it's very saturated. So I use the cheap tape style because it takes out, it kind of almost sounds like a band pass a little bit, and then I added some saturation. And what you can do in Echo Boy is you can turn the width down, so I don't have it full mono, but I have it pretty narrow, just to kind of fill out the stereo spectrum. So there's something in the middle, something on the sides, just to make it feel bigger, you know. Besides that, these whirly pads, we can talk about these a little bit. They have a micro shift on them just to add a little bit of width. Both of these have a pancake on them. They go left and right like this, just a little bit, just to make it feel a little bit like a tremolo sort of, or like an actual whirly where it's got like stereo information in it. They go left and right at different rates. The lower one goes left and right more than the high one does. So on their own, if you listen, you can hear how they're moving like this, which again, just adds a little bit of interesting something to the overall production that you can feel, you know? Besides that, that's about it. I'm working on a music video for it right now. Trying to shoot it in 4K, but it's all gonna be dependent on whether this thing will lose its shit when I try to edit it, which I already tried to a little bit and it was really not happy with me. So I'm gonna try to get a new laptop soon, maybe, and then we'll see if I can edit it. But just know, if you've been waiting, there's a music video for Anime Bae on the way. I want to take my time with it and make sure that it's really, really cool. But I've got a lot of good ideas, and I think it'll look really great with the new camera. Oh yeah, I don't think I've really even talked about that. I got a new camera, by the way. This is my old camera. I had a 5D Mark II, which I've had for a long time. It is a great camera, especially for it being, you know, however old it is. I don't remember when these came out. It's at least 10 years old. I don't know. I'll look it up afterwards and probably look like an idiot, but I feel like this is at least 10 years old. For what it is, man, amazing. The video was great on it. The picture's amazing. But it didn't have video autofocus, so I needed something different. So I got the EOS R, which is what I'm filming on right now, and it's a hell of a lot smaller, worse battery life, but it's got 4K and video autofocus. So with this new camera, I'm working on an Anime Bae music video, and that should be coming out soon. That should about do it for today. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope that you like the song. I think it's a fun song, and I hope that you think it's a fun song too. I'm Spence Brown. This is Anime Bae. This is 4K, and peace. I'll see you next time. We're gonna be on a more regular schedule now, actually. So, bye.